Congrats on the show.
Thank you.
I watched the first couple of episodes this morning. Lots of fun.
Great.
I have to say. Tell me about you getting involved in this, because you've done so many amazing things in your career thus far. This is, some would say, a little bit different, but it's still in your wheelhouse. But I just wondered what the initial conversation was and what kind of piqued your interest in this one.
Well, I mean, I've always loved sitcoms. I've always loved comedy. I've sort of always loved American comedy as well. And Greg really looms large over, like, the history of American comedy. He's done so many amazing things, so many different amazing shows, and to set up his own shows that have all been incredible. So in terms of the pedigree of it, it was sort of, do I want to have worked with him? Yes, I do. And the same with Koman, who also came with a wealth of experience and talent and all the rest of it. So I've always wanted to be in that sort of thing. Well, I know, I've always loved it, and it never occurs to me that I'd be asked to be in that sort of thing. And so when they asked me, I was like, of course, Once I understood that it was different to what they had done before, that I wasn't taking on the mantle of David Brent or Michael Scott, that it was a whole new show, a whole new setup, a different sort of thing, I was all about it, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess for this as well, there's been so much talk about The Office, both versions,
Sure.
in terms of now you're doing this, it's like a spin-off and all these kind of things, but it is its own beast. How important was that to you to make sure that was the case? Because it could have quite easily been taken as, oh, it's just people just dipping their toe back in to do something to keep it going. But actually, it does stand on its own 2 feet really well.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, that's the reason to do it. I'm not going to try and do what Ricky Gervais did or Steve Carell did, because I cannot do what they did. They're like incredible talents. You know what I mean? Like, just amazing. And what they did in those shows is literally iconic, and affected all of TV. I couldn't dabble in that world, but I can dabble in this world because it's sort of built in a different way. The lead character, or the character that I play, who's sort of at the center of the changes that are happening in the paper, is just a different vibe to all that. So I was glad that I didn't feel that pressure to do anything similar. If anything, the pressure is to be something different.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah. One of my favorite things of all time, I'm sure most people in this room and you as well will say, this is Spinal Tap is like the quintessential version of what this is, this kind of comedy, this kind of mockumentary. What's the experience for you like as an actor when you're acting, but also you have to do the documentary kind of talking heads and all that kind of stuff? What's the unique challenges?
Well, I mean, obviously, Spinal Tap is Rob Reiner, right? And then Christopher Guest did also all those other documentary-inspired comedies that are incredible.
Unbelievable, all of them.
All of them, just amazing. and then I do feel like it sort of almost then picked up new. Once the UK office and then the US office came out, it picked up new. That genre picked up new, sort of like there's more of it. So it's almost a familiar thing now in television, the way that it works. And what you have to figure out is how your character thinks about being documented at this moment. I think that's the thing, is to make it a real thing and not just go, well, I look at the camera after something funny happens. It has to have a reason, to be happening, your relationship to that camera. So once we figured that out with Greg and Michael, it felt like strong foundations as opposed to just copying what other people have done.
Yeah. And one thing I've always loved about The Office, and obviously with this one as well, is that all of you as actors have comic sensibilities, but you're not comedians, and that lends itself so well to what you're trying to do, because there's a lot of improv and there's a lot of things in between. How much fun was it to go to work with this cast? Because everyone, cast-wise, is just on the money every single way, all the way through there.
I'm glad you think so. I feel the same way. I feel the ensemble is like incredibly special, and I think that would be I wouldn't compare anybody to anybody else, but like that is something that those other two shows have in common, which is the ensembles are just exquisite. And Greg and Michael took the casting really seriously. And so everyone who's in there, you can rely on. You can look at in a scene and it can be the stupidest thing in the world. And as long as you're both taking it seriously, then the comedy sort of does its work, that sort of way. And so I look forward to working with all of them. And there was less sort of like breaking or whatever like that than you would imagine, because actually if you're in the funny moment, you want to keep it as serious as possible. You know what I mean? You want to keep it as high stakes and as serious as possible. So the pressure really is on not to break it with the laughter, and then obviously that makes it harder to not laugh sometimes.
I have to ask you about the Clark Kent Superman of it all. Your character talks about his kryptonite being news and reporting and all that kind of stuff. have you yourself as a performer got a bit of kryptonite? Is there a sort of genre that you would ever avoid, or
that's great.
or anything like that? Because you've done so many things. You know, you just something like Echo Valley. You played Darker character, About Time, which people absolutely adore.
Yeah.
Is there something that you kind of avoided, or is this a kind of thing where you might have avoided it 10 years ago?
No, I don't think I ever would have avoided something like this, because this was an opportunity to work with the best people at what they do in the world. So it's like, that's what you want. If only you could be so lucky every time. I'll tell you what, I mean, I didn't like losing a lot of weight for a job. I did that, and that wasn't fun. Yeah, I wouldn't be looking to do that again in a hurry. I did that once, and I think that was probably enough. I don't know, does kryptonite kill? No, it doesn't kill you straight away, it just makes you weaker. So I think that definitely made me weaker, and I wouldn't be looking to dabble with it again, but maybe that'd be the thing. I also haven't like bulked up a lot for anything ever, and I don't think I would love that. The idea of waking up at nighttime to drink a pint of ice cream and eat some chicken breast, I'm not really into. So yeah, the extremes of the weight thing, I'm not into.
Yeah, so if the Marvel thing came and it was, hey, you've got to look like Chris Hemsworth, that would be a...
If they came and said you need to look like Chris Hemsworth, I would seriously doubt the future of the company. But no, I'd be well on for getting like fit, and I've had to get fit for jobs, but bulking or actually putting on loads of size, I'm like, I don't think my body's built to handle that. So yeah, I don't think I'd be into that.
I really wish you all the best with the show. Before
Thank
I
you.
finish, I said that I would say this to you per my wife. She wanted you to guess what bit of music we came into our wedding reception in a few months ago.
Somebody last week said this to me. Is it Il Mondo?
No.
No. Is it from About Time?
Of course.
Then which one?
Which is it's the busker guy in the tube station. That song.
Can I just say,
Ben something?
yeah, you fucked up your wedding, because in the film he comes into El Mondo, so I declare that wedding null and void.
I'll tell our wedding's void.
Yeah, you tell your wife from me.
Yeah, I'll tell my wife and my child who's due in December.
Oh my god.
I'm just making you feel bad. We'll cut that
do you really have a child due in December?
December the 18th, yeah.
Best of luck to you. That's
Thank you so
absolutely
much.
amazing, and congratulations. I take that as such a compliment. I'm still very friendly with Richard Curtis, and
My wife,
that whole
that's
group.
her go-to. It's for a lot of people, but it's her go-to film when she's feeling a certain way.
It makes me really happy that the film that we made has
good.
some
She'll
influence
see
on
this,
your life.
hopefully,
That's
so.
a beautiful thing. Congratulations and good luck.
And I wish you all the best with this. Then this is just one incredible junket. This room is amazing.
Thank you very much. Lovely to meet you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey you guys!
Hey